10 girls you should never wife up. No matter how hot they are, you can't force attraction. But you can create moments that make her think about you when you're not there. If you hear this sentence and it makes you uncomfortable, good. Because chances are, you're stuck in the same trap millions of men fall into every day. You meet a woman who is insanely attractive. Her looks overwhelm you. Her presence shuts down your logic. And a dangerous thought starts to form in your mind. If I try hard enough, maybe she'll change, and I'll be the one who gets to keep her. You text first. You adjust to her moods. You ignore the small red flags because you believe chemistry and attraction matter more than anything else. But the more you try, the more distant she becomes. The more you give, the more invisible you feel. You're right there, but you're not respected. And deep down, a quiet fear starts to grow. If you marry the wrong woman, your life could take a turn you can never undo. Here's the raw truth. Not every beautiful woman is a woman you should marry. And there are certain types of women who, no matter how attractive they are, will cost you your freedom, your career, your self-respect, and your inner peace if you wife them up. Not because you're weak, but because you misunderstood the psychology behind attraction. Men often confuse intense emotion with long-term value. A woman who excites you is not the same as a woman who improves your life. When you get hypnotized by her looks, you lose your own presence. Your world starts revolving around her. Scarcity disappears. Contrast fades. And when a man no longer creates absence when he leaves, he will never be respected when he stays. The issue is not how beautiful she is. The issue is whether her psychological structure is built for a long-term relationship. Some women live off attention. Some are addicted to emotional chaos. Some refuse to take responsibility for their actions. And some will quietly turn marriage into a war of emotional exhaustion, until one day, it's too late to escape. This video is not about teaching you to hate women. It's about helping you see clearly. To recognize the 10 types of women you should never marry, no matter how attractive they are, not to judge them, but to protect your future. Because a man who builds his life with logic, not emotional intoxication, always wins in the long run. If you've ever loved a woman who made you feel like you had to constantly earn her approval, stay with me. And if you're strong enough to hear the truth instead of comforting lies, what comes next may make you uncomfortable, but it might save you from the biggest mistake of your life. If you're a man, chances are you've been in this situation before. At first, everything feels intense. She's beautiful, confident, and knows exactly how to make you feel special. You think, finally, I've found someone worth committing to. But not long after, you start feeling drained. Not because of love, but because you're constantly adjusting yourself to fit her emotional state. You speak less to avoid arguments. You compromise more to keep the peace. Slowly, you stop recognizing the man you used to be. The first type of woman you should never marry is the attention addict. At first, you think she's just outgoing. But in reality, she survives on validation. Social media, messages, compliments. That's her oxygen. When you stop supplying enough, she will look elsewhere. And in marriage, a woman who constantly needs external validation will never make you feel secure. The second type is the perpetual victim. Her life is always unfair. Her ex was toxic. Her family doesn't understand her. Society failed her. You start out as the hero. But over time, you become the next villain. Psychology shows that people who refuse to take responsibility for their emotions will eventually place that burden on the closest person to them. The third type is the drama addict. The relationship feels like a roller coaster. One day she's deeply in love. The next day she's cold and distant. She calls it passion. In reality, it's emotional instability. And when you marry a woman like this, peace becomes a luxury you can't afford. Next is the woman with no boundaries. She inserts herself into every decision you make. Your work, your friends, your personal time. At first it feels like care. Then it becomes control. If you allow it, your presence slowly disappears. A man without personal space will eventually lose respect from her and from himself. The psychology behind these women is simple. They're not looking for a partner. No, they're looking for an emotional anchor. Someone to fill the emptiness inside them. And once you become that anchor, you'll be dragged down with them. Not because you're weak, but because you placed yourself in the wrong role. The biggest mistake men make is believing marriage will change a woman. that once she feels safe, she'll become more stable. But the truth is this: marriage only amplifies what already exists. If she lacks emotional discipline before marriage, it will get worse after. If she doesn't respect your boundaries while dating, it will turn into control when you live together. The solution isn't avoiding women. The solution is upgrading your standards. First, observe behavior, not words. Emotions can lie. Behavior doesn't. Second, maintain your own life. When you have purpose, ambition, and discipline, you create natural scarcity. Third, set boundaries early and watch her reaction. The right woman will respect them. The wrong one will resist them. And finally, be willing to walk away. Not out of ego, but out of self-respect. If you're still listening at this point, it means something has shifted. You're starting to see things differently. You realize that initial attraction can deceive you. You're beginning to accept a hard truth. Many of a man's worst decisions, Dan T, come from lack of intelligence. They come from letting emotions lead for too long. Remember what we've covered? 1. An attention-addicted woman will never feel satisfied because the emptiness inside her isn't something you created. 2. A woman who always plays the victim will eventually turn you into the villain. 3. A drama-addicted woman will drain your life energy day by day. 4. A woman without boundaries will slowly suffocate your freedom and your masculine identity. And deeper than all of it, an emotionally unstable woman will never bring you peace. The most important element of marriage. The core lesson is simple. Don't marry a woman just because she's beautiful, seductive, or emotionally intense. Marry a woman because she makes your life more stable, more focused, and stronger. Marriage is not a place to fix someone. It's where two mature individuals build together, not where one man carries both. Real attraction doesn't come from trying to keep a woman from leaving. It comes from having the strength to say no to what doesn't align with your values. When you have standards, discipline, and a life you're proud of, you don't need to chase anyone. Your presence naturally carries weight. Your silence is no longer emptiness, it's a choice. Self-improvement isn't about proving you're worthy of someone. It's about never trading your future for temporary emotions. A man who builds real value will always attract the right women and repel the wrong ones, no matter how attractive they are. If this video helped you see your path more clearly, subscribe to the channel. We don't sell fantasies here. We talk about psychology, reality, and how to become a man who is respected in his own life. And if you want to continue this conversation, leave a comment with the word self-respect. I read them all.